Okay, next in the sketching and interpreting graph is we're going to talk about the speed in each of these different types of graph. And one of these graphs is going to be distance versus time, and the other is going to be velocity versus time. Now, since we're talking about speed, we're wanting to know, is it a constant speed? Is the speed increasing? Is the speed decreasing? And how's that related to the graph? So since this is a distance versus time graph, we can assume we're starting at 0. So what it's saying here is this person is starting so far away from an object and they're walking towards that object. Now, the only thing I can tell here, I can't tell anything about whether the speed's increasing, but I can tell the speed is constant, or it's whatever the slope is of this line. So in section A, the speed is constant. So this person walked to a point, and then their distance didn't change. So if their distance didn't change, that means they weren't walking anywhere. It means they were standing still. So they actually have no speed, or you can just say standing still or stopped, however you want to write it. Now, from B to the bottom here, a lot of people misinterpret that and say it's decreasing. The speed is not necessarily decreasing here. All it's saying is this person started at 0, walked a little bit, rested, and then went back to the starting point, because this goes back down to 0. So on section C, it's also the speed is constant. Now, if they had given me numbers, I could have figured out the speed, could have found the slope, and that would have told me how much distance they're covering per unit of time. Now, the second graph deals with velocity versus time. So here, we're actually starting at a 0 velocity and we're increasing on A. So A is actually an increase of speed or increase of velocity. Now in section B here, it's not changing, it's not increasing, it's not decreasing, so we call that a constant velocity. And then from here to here, now here's where we are decreasing or slowing down back to 0. So C is actually decrease velocity.